But your intro's not done yet.
It's 30 seconds to the end of the intro.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
15 now. You want me to do it, Draco, or you got it? Wait a minute. And live and pull up the right screen there. Oh, wait a minute. I've got all this stuff up here for that. Yeah, don't share your thing with anyone. Shift tab. Welcome. Hey, yep. Definitely
Hello,
intro. We are doing a little streaming tonight. There's myself and Draco. We are in Phoenix, and we are going to fly to JFK in New York in the 737-800s, and this should be interesting because some of us is still yet to regularly take off cleanly. Some of us still like to do barrel rolls and loop-de-loops with their 737s.
Not necessarily
passengers.
Me. The autopilot did that.
Okay. And so we are sitting here at the gate. We're ready to go through our list. We've got all our sequential stuff in order. We have in the background Travis and Aviation, so you'll hear them in through the Discord. And I think that's pretty much it. I think we should just, start getting going?
Let's get going.
Okay. Go in the plane here. All right. Let's see here. Do this, pull up that. Let's see. Flight plan filed, yeah, passenger and cargo weight set, so we want to go through all that stuff. So, fuel. Oh, that's the one thing I forgot to look at. Wouldn't say how much fuel they would in.
I gotta go back to this view so I can do that easier. How long of a flight was it? How many miles was this?
4.5 hours. Fuel block 42,226.
I'm gonna go full with 46,000.
Okay.
Payload. Did I say 135 people?
I don't recall that part. Mine was 153, so I believe they said there was 10 in coach, or in first class, the rest were in coach, so that's 1, 3. Cargoes are all set. Doors are still there. We'll leave the doors alone for a minute. Weather briefing and charts ready for use. Pretty much. Let me pull that up on the other screen over there and make sure I've got my charts that I want. Phoenix.
Holy shit, I'm overweight.
Airport info. So put me on there somewhere. Yes, it does. All right. Airport info, and then
That's set.
on that standard instrument departure is SID, right? So, and we'll have that right here in a minute. Okay.
So you're gonna have the information. I already closed out SimBrief, but we're gonna need the information for
right.
For the average wind speed and whatnot.
Fuel, doors, stairs. So we've done that. Cockpit, parking brake set. Yep. Battery. Or jumped past the battery in that because we got the APU running, ground power. Okay, APU started. We've got there. So we're overhead setup. Flight control panel check. Yaw damper on. Fuel system panel. Yaw damper on, it's already on. Fuel system panel checks, fuel pumps on as required. Well, they're off right now, so that's fine.
Because we don't need that.
Right. Cabin utility, IFE pass. All passes, okay. Cabin utilities. Cooling equipment, we're good there. Emergency lights there in the center should be on, which means that should be shut. Seatbelts to auto, chimes on. Equipment cooling to normal, yep, got that. Window heat on, probe heat off, anti-ice off, hydraulic panel check. So, yep,
Probe heat needs to be on or off right now.
off,
Okay. Anti-ice all off.
right. And then everything should be reading low pressure and all that because it's that, anti-ice hydraulic panel systems. A switches and B switches on.
Alright, no, take it slow here because I'm still learning this part.
Right. So that's the
Hydraulic A
hydro
and B
pump.
switches are on.
Yeah. Air conditioning panel check. Left pack auto. Isolation valve open.
Left pack auto. Isolation valve open.
Commander Root is now following. Thanks for following, Commander Root. Isolation valve was what? Off?
Open.
And open.
Mine's open.
Okay, open, right, alright. Right pack auto pressurization panel check.
Yep.
Alright. Flight altitude set for cruise. What was cruise?
Yeah, 35.
Was it 35?
That's what I'm doing.
Set it for 35 and maybe adjust it here in a minute. And then where are we at altitude where we're currently located at? Happen to know?
I can find that out. 1 second.
Airport level for runways is 1111, so 1150 or 1100 would be sufficient.
I'd do 1100.
That's what I just did too. Alright, so
I hate having to switch cameras to be able to see this part. I wish you could see the...
yeah, exterior lighting as required in ignition, left and right to both. Exterior.
Okay, hold on a second. What are you talking about lighting?
Exterior lighting, like your logo light, your position light.
Position light steady.
Yeah.
Anti-collision's on already too, right? Which needs to be on.
Right, correct.
Gotcha.
And then we're ready for FMC stuff.
Oh, very good.
So yeah, thank you, Commander Root, for following. Any questions and stuff, just throw it up there in chat. I'll catch them. We're just trying to get stuff started here. FMC. PTD position.
That's... Okay.
Origin.
Enter IRS position. What's that aviation? And how do I get to that? Never had that pop up.
The one time we have an
One time I
honest
want the boy
question
to talk.
for him. Yeah,
He's
he's
not in.
disappears.
Oh,
He
he
disappears.
just popped out.
Yeah.
All right, someone write that down so that we can ask him.
Is it under initial reference? No. Root.
What are you looking for?
Enter IRS position.
Oh, that should be.
Do I have to
that
go up here
all-
to the IRS and set it onto a line? Let it align itself?
Yes, if it hasn't been.
I said the one time I want the boy to talk and answer a question, he's nowhere to be found.
Okay, so
Alright,
route,
aligning.
route. And then now we want departure arrival, depart Phoenix.
I'll let that do its thing.
What are we? You had ran through this and I just double checked everything, but I didn't pull it up there.
I think we're taking off on 25 right?
Alright, where is it at in the sheet there?
5 right. And I think we're taking off on 4, is it 4-1?
I need to learn reading the FOP from that better. I'm still, at times it overwhelms. Is that the best way of putting it? Departure routing, ATC clearance, weights.
We're gonna have
got
to
it.
pull it back up.
Flight log. I'm looking at flight log, FOR DE.
Yeah, that's our SID, right?
Yeah.
On runway 25 right. And what's our
That's
trans?
That's what I'm still trying to find because I probably scrolled right past it.
I think our trans is SJN or ABQ. I think
ABQ.
ABQ. I was gonna say I think either one
Yeah.
of those would be fine.
Yeah, I'm scrolled down too far and I should be up there looking at there. Okay. And yeah, departure runway. Does it say? It should say right there. Why am I not seeing that?
I think it's 25 right.
Runway, it says 26 in here. Arrival 22 right.
22 right.
Arrival's 22 right.
Yeah, I know.
Departure runway is 26 is what it says, so that might be different than what FMC says. Where are we at with that? No, there's 26 right there. 26. And what did I say? FO RP1. Trans is ABQ. Route, that's all in there. Yes. Yes. Arrival, JFK. 22 right, I said, right?
Yeah, ILS 22 right.
That's 22 right.
I don't remember what our arrival is though. I want to say it's either Herman 4 or Lindy.
Lindy 6. Right there. Trans none.
There's no trans.
Right, so our route should be ready for activate.
Execute. Alright, now we'll go to takeoff.
I'll be right.
Okay.
No, before we do takeoff.
No, yeah.
Fuel weight.
No, look at legs and make sure there's no discontinuity.
Yep, I got one. I'll fix that.
All the way down there on page 6.
Yeah. Covert.
Yeah.
Alright, we're good with that.
Execute that.
Zero fuel weight. Oh, do you have our cruise one?
Cruise wind was what?
It's going to be in the initial top portion.
Of the, okay.
It's going to be over on your right, on the right-hand side of that page. I think it says like average wind or something like that.
It's, I bumped it and now I've got a new flight thing there. Damn it.
Hold on. Should still have it loaded. Okay, I got it. Average wind 291 at 18.
Let me jump in here. Cruise altitude 355.
What do you got?
Doing flight level at 355.
See, so
No, it just told me max altitude level 332. So
I think that's for because you're because of the weight. That's the max that you can get up to.
that's fine.
But so this
Cruise
is the
when you
part-
said was two what?
hold on. 291 at 18.
291 at 18.
Yep.
Next page. There. N1 limit. Do the standard 40 there, which doesn't work until after you do that. Takeoff, flaps 5. Center of gravity.
Alright, so before you do that, go to your cruise and tell me what your cruise altitude. When you click on your cruise button, it says cruise altitude. Mine says flight level 255. It always says flight level 255.
Well, I've already put in the 332.
But my optimal max is 346 and 360. So I'm going to do optimal 346.
Yeah, mine's 342 to max 357. I'm just going to leave it at 332. Alright, where was I? N1. Takeoff. Milk Wayman. That's going to change when I do runway, wind. Surface wind 0 at 4. 0 at 4 knots, okay.
0 at 4. And we're kicking off with the dry runway.
Yes. I do believe so. Did you stick your head out the window to see if it was dry? Okay, so my V1 and my VR and my V2 are basically the same.
I'm nowhere near you.
Hey, Rob. Saw you sneaking in there. So,
Anybody who might be in my chat, I'm sorry if I'm not paying attention, but I have got like 400 screens open right now. Okay. Finish my N1. I'm gonna climb at 1, take off 1. Yeah. Flaps 5. Center gravity, trim 6, 7. So my V1 and my VR are exactly the same, and my V2 is one knot faster.
Right. Mine was 157, 157, 158.
Mine's 155, 155, 156. Okay. That's all set. That's all set. Let me go ahead and fix my trim now.
Trim. Yep. That's what I was just doing.
.606, 607, close enough. And test.
Come on, hit the right things.
What are we landing on again? 22 right?
22 right, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So that length. If we can't stop before the end of this runway, then we have no business doing this.
Ever flying again, right.
It's 12,079 feet long.
Yeah.
And elevation is that 13 feet?
Possibly. Alright, you just said. Why did TCAST fail? Because I've got something going on the top up
here. TCAS test failed.
Yeah, mine failed too.
Yeah. My map isn't set up right on the main display. All right. The problem. Anyone know what the fix is? You can yell at us. Put it in either one of our chat. One of us
Because
might.
our engines aren't running yet?
No, because we got power.
Fuck, I don't know. Try to come up with something.
Let's push back and get in the air. Well, we want to do it so that we don't crash there, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, the FAA kind of rounds on that. I have no idea why our TCAS would fail.
Yeah, or why the map's not popping up right. Because it should have our course in there already.
Well, mine's popping up. I can
Mine's
see.
not.
I can see my flight plan.
I need a drink. I'm going to ask the FA for a Bailey's on the rocks. I will also have a bit of Kahlua, and for the third drink, I'll switch to the Grand Mariner. Okay, well, that's fine.
Easy, buddy. A couple more of those, and your check liver light's gonna come on.
You're sitting in first class? Okay, well, that's fine. We know where you are to ask you to get off the plane.
Yeah, but Monkey Show Airlines first class means you're sitting next to a goat.
Probably. Or a cow.
Pig.
Yeah.
Moondog.
Moondog.
Yeah. Tell you what, you don't want to be sitting next to me in an airport either. What are we? We're landing on 22, right? Which was Okay, 1279. All right. Why would I have to get off the plane?
TCAS
What's
test.
going on, BP?
If you're too drunk, then you can't do that.
Now it
Hey,
passed.
Well, you're
Now my TCAS passed.
passed.
Oh my God! Just fly the damn plane already. Oh,
Hey, VP.
It's a 737. Nobody cares. Let's go. So I just want to point out for everybody who's watching that Draco does not have enough money to buy P3D v.4. So this is clearly a pirated version. What's up, Draco?
Hi, and thank you for spreading that vicious.
That vicious truth.
Fly the plane. Why have I got no map on the heads-up display? Come on. Why?
God, with your heads up display. Why can I hear myself? Oh, it's Travis, right?
Yeah, that's Travis.
Hello.
Yeah.
Might be.
I think I'd be used to it by now.
Check your IRS. Make sure that they're set for nav. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not, but
Right. That's what I thought.
when I switched them to nav and did my TCAS again, it worked.
You know, I've never used that heads-up display thing because none of the airlines that I ever fly this thing with have it.
Oh, it's actually really cool, especially if you're landing at night.
Yeah. Because like British Airways does, well, Comair, the South African deal, they don't use that.
I don't. Rumor has it the 800, 747-800 is going to have it.
Yeah. Well, the 747-800 is going to have the same sort of avionics package as the 787.
Is it?
So,
PMDG, I like it. Question marks with Ben. Also, do you have the 777? No, do not.
oh, I mean, PMDG is the business. It's
Yeah.
Just if you have things like electric bills and shit like that, then you may.
Right. That's
I
the
know.
issue, but
I've got a couple $100 worth of PMDGs. Well, a couple hundred.
Yeah. At first, I was looking at I was looking at the 747, and I was like, no.
Oh yeah. Well, how much you think that 8's going to be? That 8's going to be
986.
Easily.
150 bucks probably.
Forget the map, go manual. I'm continuing on. That's what I'm doing. Yep.
So I'm watching you, Draco.
Are you?
You're not sure where you're going here. Where are you guys going?
We're going to JFK.
Never mind. I got it.
Centers.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Rob. Heading. Okay, course.
Alright, I think I'm all set up now except for doing the pushback and start, so I'm waiting on move.com.
Yeah,
I guess I should set my parallel line there. That'd be smart, wouldn't it?
it would.
2986.
I haven't flown in 2 months. No, not quite 2 months. In FSX, I'm bored. So
That's one of the reasons why I ended up going over to P3D is FXX got all board. I mean, none of my add-on planes would show up.
it's just miserable. My nav stuff is all screwed up.
Well,
Flying
even my Orbix stuff wasn't showing up, and I was like, I'm done with it.
Oh, I'm definitely done with it, but I just don't have the money for this. And plus, start all over again. It doesn't matter. No matter what you do, you're starting all over again.
Well, no, actually, your Orbix stuff will transfer right on over to P3D.
Well, probably not my Orbix stuff. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
And PMDG ain't giving me a free 747 for V4. That's for sure.
And
so
most planes, except for like Carenado, are more expensive with P3D than they are with FSX.
Of course they are. Aerosoft just released the A318-19 Pro because everybody puts Pro on the front of everything now.
Yeah.
And it's the ones I got. Now I got the bundle. It was $60 for all of them, right?
Hey guys.
But just the A318
Hey,
the
Rob.
1819 are 80, I think. Are you crazy? The plane that I fly twice a year? I don't think so.
Moondog, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
We can
Say
definitely
hello,
hear you.
Rob.
Testing it out. Thanks, guys.
No problem. And oh wait, doors.
Yeah, make sure the doors are closed.
Yeah. And then check when you go back.
This is self-default, so you know you guys are playing?
Well, the airport is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. So push back. Push back.
How far back can I
Goes
push
left.
back without being shoved out onto the next taxi lane? About 50 feet. And I'm sorry if I'm making anybody nauseous moving around, but it is what it is. And I want
Up.
to move. I want to turn left or right.
Where are you going?
What runway is it again? Runway 8?
No, 26.
Mike?
26?
Where you guys, Phoenix? I don't
Yeah,
know
Sky
that.
Harbor.
Yeah, I know the airport. I just don't know it very well. I don't go in there very often. JFK, I know very well. Since I'm in there
Airport.
6 times a month.
I'm going 20, 25 right.
6 times a month?
Yeah, because I fly
Yeah.
for BAV, and that's obviously one of our.
Yeah, so I want to turn nose right.
If you can go to JFK 6 times, that's pretty good, man. It's a great airport.
I like it.
And start.
And ground cockpit.
Go ahead, Captain.
When are you going
We're
to
all
GSX?
set to go up here. We've been cleared to push and start. at your
Eventually.
discretion.
GSX is
So-
good. You don't have to worry about
Push.
this.
Power
Although the
here,
PMDG
doors closed,
pushback
we
is
are
pretty
ready for
good.
pushback.
but
Yeah.
Mark, please.
GSX is.
You're supposed to turn on taxi lights whenever you're taxiing. It's daylight, nighttime,
Okay, parking brake
Hurricane,
is off. Clear to push.
whatever you're taxiing. Correct?
Nah, not in America so much.
Not in America so much. Okay. Well, I did it anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
Brakes
bad, but
Yeah.
you don't.
Right.
Because lights, like anything else, a plane is like anything else. Lights are there for you to be seen and for people to see you. During the day, they're not that bright. So you don't necessarily need them. Obviously, you need landing. You need your lights on when you take off. Your landing lights, and then,
So while we're
Yeah.
doing pushback, I
Dog?
guess we should get the engine started.
Off.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to do that right now.
I'm trying to remember.
Check here, Moondog. Can you hear this?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Alright, so the packs are off, right?
Yeah.
Packs off. And set the engine ignitions to continuous.
Yes. No, ground.
Ground, I'm sorry. Alright.
Brake set. Thank you.
And I accidentally clicked both of them at the same time.
And turn on the line button to nav. Both nav on the IRS are on nav.
Yes.
Well, that's where mine are also, and it's still not got the map course up there, so it's alright. You know, it is what it is.
Well, you got a PMDG expert sitting right here.
Yeah. It's alright. We're working our problem. We're continuing engine 1 ground. For that to spin up. It goes.
Push is complete. Set parking brake, please.
Stop running. Fuel. Good.
All right, brakes are set and pressure's normal.
Turn it down on.
Okay, sir. Fill bar is off. Fin is out. Watch the movement on the right.
I had the Brooklyn-style pizza from
All right,
Domino's
guys,
today.
thanks.
It's
You're
really,
clear
really
to
good. I
disconnect.
recommend
We
it.
will be watching for the pin and the release from guidance on the right side of the airplane, and we'll see you guys next time through.
Roger that. Have a good flight.
Fuller, how are you, buddy?
You gotta make sure that you're doing the push to talk early enough so that we catch all of that there, Rob.
Jacob, what are you doing? Driving the plane from the back seat?
Yeah, it's just so that way I can get the engine started.
Roger
It's
that.
easier to hit it from there.
And excellent, that's that.
Alright, that's all set.
How you doing, Draco?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Not bad, man.
Alright, that's all set. That's set. Engines look good.
And they pushed me back so far, I've got semis running in front of me. Got it.
Okay. Time to taxi.
Get out of the immersion zone.
GSX doesn't know. I can't tell you the number of times GSX pushed me to ground. But for the most part, it's pretty good.
Well, GSX PMDG decided to shove me all the way. Why do I have a fuel light on?
Did you reset it before you,
No, my fuel pumps aren't on.
that would be it?
Yep. That'll do it.
How did you start your engines without your fuel pump?
Beats the hell out of me, but they started.
Did you turn your APU off?
Thank you
Yes.
for reminding me.
Yes, I am in a Delta skin there.
Oh, what the hell?
For anyone to
I
ask
turned my
me.
APU off.
Because your engines weren't running.
But it says they are running.
No, you have. They're spinning. They're not running. There's a difference.
Because I don't have the generators on.
So now you got to stop, turn your APU back on, and start your engines.
That's that.
Because I didn't turn my generators on, right?
Monkey Show Airlines, everybody. Don't mind us. We'll get there eventually.
Normally in
I
a piece.
Nico, you got any beers on the go?
How are we not doing? I mean, I wish PMDG supported shared cockpit.
Yeah.
So
because-
that's the issue, because we tried to do shared cockpit and it wouldn't work.
No, PMDG doesn't do it very well. It doesn't. It's not really supported. The two best planes that I found that work with it are the Airbuses from Aerosoft and the Dash 8. They work very well.
Well, that would make Zig happy with the Dash 8, but that's...
I'd love to fly with Zig
no,
with the Dash
wrong
8. He's got a different version than mine. He's got the Steam version, and mine isn't compatible with that one.
Oh, okay.
I think. I mean, that's what I've read. I mean, we could try it. If I could ever sit down for 2 hours.
How you been otherwise, bipolar? You still doing the farm sims?
I still play Farm Sim. I don't do any videos or anything anymore. No.
Okay, I think I fixed it.
By fixing it, he means starting it.
I mean, I just flicked a bunch of switches until the lights went out.
So, listen, you guys. Why do you make me? I have to come in and be the flight instructor. You know, there's a flow, right? You go
Yeah.
up one panel, down the next, up one, right, and you make sure everything's on. It's supposed to be on. It's not your first flight, you know. You've been flying for a while now.
No.
20 hours you got
you're-
under your belt.
In flight sim, at the last time I checked, I think it was 13,000.
Yeah.
A little over 13,000.
That's what I thought it was, because we were looking at stuff like that the other day, and it was like ridiculous how many hours some of us have and stuff. Like, say, Travis and his 1,600 hours in farm.
2,600.
2,600.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Almost 27 now.
Do you know that I am one more good hay harvest at Old Ridge away from 2,000 hours in Farm Sim?
Nice.
I'm only at 11. I think I got 1,117. I don't play 17 as much as I like it. I don't know. 15 was like my game, right? You know, I just got there and I said, I like this. So So now I'm hoping 19. I'm hoping with all the stuff that they're talking about with 19, that I just never like 17. Never. I like playing it. I like playing multiplayer with you guys. Obviously, I do play it a lot. You know what I mean? I'm working on Oregon Springs now.
Better slow down before I take off on the taxiway.
Yeah, 20 knots there. But it never sort of. I don't know. It never said play me constantly like 15 does.
Yeah, 17 never grabbed me either. But
I think 80% of the reason I'm so into 15 still is Old Ridge. I think if I'd have never started the Old Ridge thing, I'd have never.
You'd be done with it already.
Yeah, I'd have been done with it. You know, I think it's just Old Ridge, really.
Oh, now this comes directly from Martin from Giants. Apparently, they're going to be adding weeds.
Yeah, I heard that. And that's good.
And birds are supposed to be following the tractors.
That's cool too, because that's all immersion stuff, right? The weeds are going to be nice because you give us weeders, but you didn't give us any weeds to get back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So okay, you know. But the bird thing is one of those immersion things, except that nobody will ever be able to make videos because the fucking birds
will get copyrighted.
Right,
stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yep.
I'm on 26. Where you at, Sig?
I know.
Or Drako?
I'm getting ready to turn on 25, right?
It's 25, so dumb that I kept the email from YouTube. I still have it. Telling me that
I remember when that happened. Oh my gosh.
All right. Let's.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of the map, but it was that one map where you had to clean your tractor and everything if it got too dirty, otherwise it wouldn't accept the crane that you were on.
Yeah. That was a Russian one.
Yeah, and every time you went past that one building, you
the Russian music.
The Russian music playing. Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm gonna get nailed for this eventually. Stop driving by this damn building. That was a great map. That wasn't a map. That was a whole other game. That was like, you know what I mean? That was like a mini game in Farm Sim. Yeah. That's the thing. That's, you know, okay, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna put this out there for anybody watching, anybody who knows me and knows that I used to do content creation and stuff. Keep your eyes peeled, guys. I got a new Twitch channel because I'm an idiot. You couldn't remember me. Don't know where my other phone is to log into my original Twitch channel. I'm gonna be streaming. Hold on. Cattle and crops.
I was gonna say, you want somebody else to say it for you?
Pretty soon. Okay.
How did you do that? And your tongue not snap off.
Let me say this. Let me say this. Now I know I don't want to hijack the stream. But let me say this real quick. It is, as a farm sim, it is very, for what it is right this moment, it is very good. I still hate the company. I still hate what they did to me and Wonko, and you know, and the way they practice business sucks. But and can I just say this? Go buy Pure Farming 2018. Best not Giants farm sim game in the market right now. Fantastic, absolutely brilliant. If they get their wheels about it, it's just good. It's everything farm sim should have been. You know what I mean? It's got all the little bits that. It's got real orchards that actually work the way an orchard does. The cows are fantastic. The equipment is really, really good. The graphics are amazing. If they just got their wheel support fully done, it would be. I tell you what, it would be this. It would be the second most played farm game that I have.
On Steam?
It is on Steam. Nope, it is not anymore. Actually, I think they got DCMA'd. I think they're quite.
Hey Moondog, I have 2 low pressure lights for my hydraulic electric panel.
No. Make sure make sure all your pumps are on. Go over.
Okay.
Check your hydraulic pumps. They should all be on right now. You should pressurize on the pushback. You should be pressurizing your hydraulic system on the pushback on the electrics. And then once you start the engines, you should turn the rest of them on. All bowling.
Got to get something for this.
What are the content you create these days, VP?
I'm not creating
next
any.
to none?
None. Zero. I come on and act the fool on other people's stuff.
It's rough. Yeah.
Goddamn on.
Yeah, that should have been on a week ago, Moondog. What the hell is the matter with you?
Mine's on.
My yaw damper was on when it started, then all of a sudden it was off.
Okay. Are your IRSs and everything still set? Yes? Okay, good. So when you take off and your plane goes, you know, somewhere you don't want it to go.
My IRS is set to nav, and I still have.
Turn all your PO heats on and everything.
All my PO heats are probe heat.
Window heats, probe heat. All your hydraulic pumps should be on. Did you set your pressurization panel? That's all set.
Pressurization panel set.
Okay. Your ISO valve is closed. Your APU bleed is off, right?
Off.
Trim air is on. Everything else should be on auto.
Circuit fans are on auto.
Yep.
Packs are on auto.
Just for I mean, it doesn't matter, but I don't know about what do you flying Southwest? I don't know about them, but I know in general with these planes, especially in a place like Phoenix, you would probably take off with your packs off, just so you get that extra time.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what you're derating your engines to. Did you even do that?
Yeah. Here, I can show you real quick.
Like what you do is you'll roll up to the waiting point, right, at the end of the taxiway before you get to the runway. Turn your packs, leave you taxi with one pack on, so there's some air flowing in the back. You turn them off. Once you get airborne and you're into autopilot, you turn everything back on.
So what does TAI on above 10 degrees mean?
TIA.
Or TAI, I'm sorry. The message popped up on my FMC.
TIA on. I don't know what TIA is. Got to have something to do with. It's got to be air.
But
I've never seen that.
I have my engines derated to 24K. I set my outside air temperature to 40 degrees.
I was going to say, did you just use the outside air temperature for your derate?
And I upped it. I usually do like a standard 40 for most places.
All right. Well, anyway. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that before. Go back up to your panel. Go back to your pressurization panel.
Hold on. Let me get you.
Obviously, I don't fly this plane very often, so I don't know all of it.
Isn't this some of this panel a little bit similar to like?
Yeah, I mean a Boeing panel is a Boeing panel. You know what I mean? The pressurization in the 747 is automatic. You don't have to set it as long as everything's on.
Yes or no?
I generally fly, if I'm flying jets, I generally fly the 747. That's what I have the most hours in. Is it not one of your? Okay, obviously your anti-ice are on. Why are your? Turn your anti-ices off. Why are those all on? You don't need anti-ice in Phoenix.
Just probe heat on now.
Yeah, your windows and your probe heat, but not the anti-ice. You don't need that in Phoenix. It's not raining, and it's definitely not cold. I don't think there's any place in the world right now you need anti-ice. It's hot everywhere.
Now it says dual FMC op restore.
Yeah, because it goes to because your engines didn't start and you shut everything off. It goes to single FMC operations to save battery power. Okay. And once the electrical system reboots, it goes back to dual FMC.
But that other one went away, so I wonder if it was the anti-ice.
Anti-ice, yeah. All right, you're good now.
Right.
No light.
I think I'm good to go.
Go take off. Because Moondog's going to be there before you even get in the air.
Have you taken off already, Moondog?
Yeah, I'm headed in a direction of 90 degrees because I have no heading, no nothing else in this. Because the alignment's not working, it's not pulling anything up.
Oh, do I need to go to Moondog Stream now?
No.
Well, see, I had that issue until it wouldn't align. I had to actually go in and enter what airport we were sitting at, so it had a GPS.
Now, in this plane, this is one thing different, and I forget this not all the time. A lot of times when I fly this, with the 747, you don't need to go and copy the GPS coordinates of the stand you're sitting at. It knows as long as the gate is in the database, which most of them are. With this, you need to go to the second page, grab the GPS coordinates, bring it back to the first page, and plug it in. And I forget that all the time, and I wonder why my tongue doesn't know what the hell it is. All right, stand them up, Toga. Let's go.
Way we go.
You can never find a Toga button on this thing either.
It's
And
because
those-
it's not modeled. It's like a little phantom thing.
It's
right
a little
next.
screw. Right, see, in the 747, it's an actual screw. On this one, it's not. It's just a little blank space. And I'm always like, where the hell is it? Because you'd think I would just map a
V1.
button on my one. And I never have.
Rotate. V2.
V1.
V1.
V2.
Those white lines in the middle there.
Gear up.
Just saying. Up you go. Positive right here. Step 1 and 3 flaps once you get above 400 feet.
Yeah, I can't put in the reference airport because I'm already
In the air, right.
So,
Try reloading your. Did you get a? Did you? Are you flying a company route?
yeah.
Yeah, try reloading it, and then just get it direct from wherever you are. Sort of on that beat up on the ground. Don't even just go to autopilot as soon as you're about 400 feet. Clean up the plane, go through the flaps and all. Reduce your workload. It won't let you go there. It won't go to VNAV below 400 feet anyway. So setting it on the ground is. I hear it's raining like crazy in Phoenix. Actually, I was watching the weather to see if it was going to rain here. Apparently, the weather in Phoenix is not good. I can see it. I mean, look
Yeah.
out the window.
They're having a monsoon season.
Get
10,000
of it our way.
feet. So here's the after takeoff flow for this one, right? You fly it to 10,000 feet. You can go obviously go gear up, right? Once you go to flaps 5 on this, you would put your landing gear to off.
Okay, I already did that.
Okay. After now, you don't do anything else. So at 10,000 feet, if you turned your after you take off and you're an autopilot, you should turn the packs back on if you turn them off to take off. But if you didn't, at 10,000 feet, landing lights off. You check the panel, make sure everything's good. Engines go to they come off continuous, and then
At 10,000 feet, they come off continuous.
Yeah, you want to keep them on. You want to keep them on continuous to 10,000 feet because if you need to do a return in a board and turn right around again, you're heavy anyway, so you probably couldn't. You probably have to go out cold somewhere before you can land. But because if an engine flames out when you're trying to, because you've got all this other stuff going on. So if an engine flames out, you're not going to have time to reach up there and turn it back on. So if you leave it on continuous, it will start itself. You don't have to fucking those switches. All you got to do is fire the fuel line. That's the idea.
Gotcha.
And just for some more immersion, when you take off, once you're above 1,000 feet, you can actually turn your inboard landing lights off and just leave your outboards on. That's all just little stuff, but it's stuff you do after, you know what I mean?
Right.
After you've been flying for a while, you just want to simulate the entire experience. Obviously, you'd have LNAV and VNAV set before you take off. That'll kick in, VNAV will kick in at 400 feet. Now it's just monitoring systems, make sure your flaps are up, make sure your gears up, make sure you're on course, make sure your speeds, 250 below 10,000, blah, blah, blah.
That's what's funny. At some airports, you can't hit the VNAV to do anything until you've taken off. At other airports, you can go ahead and have the VNAV on the ground.
That's weird. I've never had that problem. See, and it's a different procedure for every airline. Now, like British Airways, we arm LNAV VNAV on the ground. It won't activate until you go above 400 feet anyway. I usually fly the plane to about 2,500 feet, and then I let it Sometimes I'll fly the whole departure just because it's something. I know I'm going to be sitting in a plane for 11 hours. I might as well do something for the first 10 minutes.
Yeah. Now, according to everything I've read, this plane is rated for extended trips over water, but I don't think the 737 actually does any transatlantic flights, does it?
No. It doesn't have a range. No, when they say extended overwater operations, they usually mean like you would fly this plane from, Spain to one of the islands in Spain. You'd fly it to Greece, places like that.
I mean, you can take this to Hawaii, no problem.
Yeah, Hawaii's a couple thousand miles from San Francisco. That's a long flight.
Well, this is a 3,000-mile range.
Yeah, but you got to build. There's a safety factor built in. This is to be fair, this Phoenix to JFK is a pretty long flight. I mean, I'm sure it happens. I don't know all that much about American airline operation. I fly in America hardly ever. I fly to America and I turn around and come right back. So I don't really know that much about it. We fly to Denver, we fly to San Francisco, we fly to Los Angeles, all these places. I don't fly from one destination in America to another. It's generally from England to wherever, and from wherever back in.
Take a peek outside real quick. Want to stay inside?
Known that side. I've known you long enough to know that side, man, dog. What's the matter? What can I help you with, my friend?
I still haven't gotten anything pulled up. I can't even find where to pull my freaking route back in.
All right, so in the FMC, right? Yeah. If you go to init, press the init button. Yeah. And then route. And if you only have one, now here's a little tip for this PMDG. Now, obviously, you have to put the company route in the PMDG folder. You should really only ever have one in there at a time.
Okay, well, I've got the route in there. I don't even have.
All right, we'll see.
So if I go direct to, where are you headed to? Direct to
me. I am just getting ready to turn on to FORP.
Yeah, just give it direct somewhere on the route. So
I can't. It won't do that because I don't even have. It's not even reading heading, my current heading. The only way I've got a heading is the compass on the overhead.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying
I will be right back.
Switch over. As soon as I remember how to YouTube.
Yeah. No, and I appreciate it, but I'm just trying to figure out.
Oh, I know. Listen, I don't mind helping you.
And of course, MacArs is auto-saving, so then it's not responding for that second. Okay.
Hey, Peter.
Hello. Wow. Oh, it's never mind, Peter. Good morning, Peter.
What?
Wow.
Peter just can't wait to get on the farm side.
Oh no.
See,
so how many hours do you have on farm side?
About 2,600.
Jesus, you and Travis, you guys are the kings of farm side.
That's on nav.
Hey, you still here, okay, Peter? Sorry, what did you say? I thought you said hello. Yeah. Okay, like you couldn't hear it. Ah, yes, I can. Okay. Can you hear me? Yes.
I know I'm behind the
obviously,
but when you get a minute, get down to your FMC.
Yeah, down there. There's an actual route, page 1 on v.4 in the origins.
Oh, your IRS is never aligned, and you're not going to do that in the air. You may have to abort this and start over. That's why you don't have any. That's why you don't have any information on your PFD or anything.
That's what I thought, and it says.
Yeah, I would.
Trying to,
it's not going to. It won't align in the air. You have to be on the ground. So I would quit out of this and start over again. I know. I trust me. I know all about it.
Because the thing is, with this plane, if you abort out of it, you actually have to leave all the way.
Yeah, you got to go all the way out of FSX.
Yeah. So.
It's okay. We'll be here when we get back.
Goodbye. Goodbye, flight. Goodbye, flight.
So long.
We can keep OBS running. You can still talk.
What, dear? Neighborhood drama. Okay.
Draco picked a great time to get up and 0 visibility. Yeah, because I was really enjoying watching you fly through Twilight.
We'll be above the clouds here in a minute. The clouds are at...
So Moondog has to go... Moondog's IRS is never aligned, and you can't do it in the air. So you have to quit all the way out.
Did it?
Yeah, because I switched over to stream and I'm like, yeah, he had no information on his PFD or anything. And I'm like, yeah, that's it just didn't align. You can't do it in the air.
Well, see, we've never had that issue before where they didn't align; they just automatically aligned for us.
Right. You can set it so that there's no. If you go into this, if you go into PMDG options on the FMC, you can set it so you don't have to wait for it or whatever. I mean, I leave it all the way it is because whatever, but. It takes, I don't know how long it takes in this point. It takes 15 minutes in this episode. But that's usually when I'm out, watching PSX do its thing or whatever. So that's good.
Right. But well, I was telling everybody I was doing a flight from Anchorage to Everett, Washington, and for whatever reason, see how it was all set up just like it is now, and all of a sudden it hit the cruise altitude. And the autopilot shut off. So then I turned it back on. The second I turned it back on, it did a nosedive straight down.
Straight down. Yeah.
So
there is a couple of bugs in the autopilot system because I've had that happen before.
Well, then I was able. I turned it off and I was able to fight it back up, and I turned it back on, and then it decided to bank hard to the right. Did 3 barrel rolls.
You didn't film them? You didn't record any of that?
No. Anyway, so then I turned it off again, fought it back to get it level, and I was flying with Command B on, but it constantly was to the right of the flight path and was banked slightly to the left. And I'm guessing it was the wind, but my nose was pointed to the left, tail pointed to the right, the entire 700 miles.
Yeah, it was the wind. It was wind. Like I'll tell you, like flying across the Atlantic, right? Flying east to west, flying from England to America. You're fighting a headwind the whole way, right? And depending on what mat you're on and what or what. I mean, I'll go outside my plane, and my plane will be, you know, pointed 35 degrees away from straight. You know, that's a lot of surface.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got to figure, and the plane knows that, so it'll to keep on its route on the track, it will actively turn the nose one way or the other. Planes hardly ever fly dead straight.
Yeah. That's a big thunderhead over there.
Yeah, you have your weather radar on because you don't want to fly into that.
You know what? I don't. I should.
You should.
Weather radar tree.
Like,
No, I don't want.
generally with a Boeing, you run the terrain. Like the first officer side has the terrain radar. I never run it because why take the frame hit when you're not looking at it anyway?
Right.
The only time I turn the terrain radar on is if I'm flying into some place where I know there's terrain, but I rarely do anymore. So just keep the weather radar on, keep it on automatic, and let it do its thing.
Oh shit! I forgot to turn that off. So one of the things that Mac Air has is Macars has autosave.
Yeah.
And autosave and PMDG don't seem to like each other much.
No, they don't.
Right, so where is that at? That's under recovery. Yeah. Settings.
Just curious if you guys are seeing. Okay, so you guys are seeing that too. I keep on getting like the screen will just turn black flicker black for a second.
I saw that when you were sitting on the ground too. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, I don't know what that is either.
What are you using for stream with OBS?
OBS.
Did you get that last Windows update?
I turned off all the updates because Windows just every time they update, they port everything.
Yeah, I was going to say because this is the first update that I've had since way back now. Well, since Windows 10 really, that it's screwed up my wheel. And we all know how I feel about my wheel.
I'm gonna fix this.
Did you find where the?
Yeah, because thanks to you, and you sent me that spare one. Yeah, I got it. So
Okay, you had that still somewhere. Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, you trust me? You'd have been the first person I talked to if I didn't. Because I turned the computer on and it said, we're going to restart after. Okay, whatever. Just go do your thing because I got to go to the store anyway. So I come back an hour later and it's still updating. It was a massive update. So anyway, I'm screwing around the house and whatever. I go out and I'm messing with the bike. I come back in, it's finished, and so the computer restarts, comes back on. My wheel does its thing, and then I open up the profiler and there's the DFGT. I'm like, oh, really? I'm like, that's the first time in about a year it's done that. So
I'm barely skirting the edge of this storm.
Definitely, if it's red, you don't want to fly it.
Red nothing. It's fucking magenta. It's like a pink.
I tell you what, when it turns purple,
you'll see it in a second.
I could see it on the very edge of the DFD. That's bad. You don't want to fly into that.
So I probably should change the heading select and change my heading, right?
You should probably change. I would go 10-20 degrees to the right. I think it's just put it back on map afterwards. No, bad. This is where you'd be up putting the seatbelt signs on, making your PA announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, we got some weather coming up here. We're going to turn a little bit to our right to avoid it. Going to ask that everybody put their seatbelts on and remain seated until further notice. Thank you very much.
And since this is Monkey Show Airlines, bend over and kiss your ass goodbye.
And the stewardesses will be serving hard alcohol and removing their tongues.
Breathing mask may or may not deploy.
The breathing mask will not inflate and no oxygen will come out of them because we used it all to get high. Do you know that we had a competition? This is how anal DOD is, right? I love it. Don't get me wrong. Best virtual airline in the world, as far as I'm concerned. Ought to be on flight. But we had a competition to see who could do the most professional cabin announcement, right? Now, it's completely unfair because an English guy won. Well, duh. And you know what? And an English BA pilot won. The guy's a real-life pilot.
Well, okay, isn't that sort of slighted in some regard? I mean...
Well, he's also the director of BAV, so we couldn't really say anything.
Okay, well...
No, it was fine. It was fine. Okay, you just went... My whole computer went black here, dude. What are you... Now you're breaking my computer, dude.
Well, if he's going to do it, he's going to do it right, you know? All right.
I'm going down. I'm taking everybody with me. Uh-oh.
You know, if you can pull up the checklist and do it by the checklist, which make absolutely certain.
Well, no, I have the checklist. I was hoping one Drake would do it somehow.
What's that noise with the PP?
I don't know.
I don't see any lights flashing.
I don't have the sound on. Hold on. I'm going to mute my mic so I don't echo over this.
He's gonna kill everyone's ears, turning it off. Thank you very much, sir.
Looking for warning lights. I see no warning lights.
Mine was beeping on my side because I had the throttle still 100%.
Hey, I don't want to hear about my scratchy mic button, so I don't ever use it. I don't know. What is that? Go up to your panel? Look your overhead? It's definitely a warning of some sort. That's for sure. Is it a turbulence warning? Is it a,
I don't know.
Look your panel? Do you lock the panel so... Is it a pressurization?
I see no lights flashing or any warning sign.
So what is it? Why is it making that noise? Planes don't make that noise without there being a reason.
I'm at overspeed.
You're not stalling, right? You're not falling out of the sky?
No, I'm still climbing and I'm at over 300, right around 300 knots.
Autopilot's still engaged?
Could it be because I switched to heading select?
No.
Because I didn't do that until I switched to heading select.
It shouldn't care. You're flying a plane, the plane's not going to tell you can't do it. Do you have an FMC message?
No.
You sure you're not overspeed?
No.
I can't quite see it. I don't know. Things rarely go wrong on my flight, so I don't know what to tell you. Do you have failures turned on?
No.
It's not a TCAS one. I get it. It could very well be a turbulence. You are not really climbing. Are you climbing?
I'm climbing at 1,000 feet per minute.
Hit your recall. Hit that black. You know what recall is, right? The black one. No. The black. Next to the fire and the caution light.
Yeah,
that black.
The black one.
On the glacier.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit that. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, now LNAV won't go back on though.
Are your flight directors on? Are both flight directors on?
Yeah, all of a sudden I can't get LNAV to come back on.
Okay, hold on. Well, you want to turn to an intercept course. So cycle your flight. No, turn your autopilot back on. Now turn the plane to an intercept heading with the course. Using heading. You're out of that weather now, so you can get the turn back. I'm so glad I remember these I just want to watch. Just once I want to watch. I want you guys to be better pilots than me.
Well, at times we're working on it. Something we've gotten a lot better, but some things it's just like
I
Not
would
on
say
intercept
that
heading.
still right. That's what it's looking for. You may need to go to you're gonna need to go to a direct on the FMC because it can't catch the next waypoint. So you're gonna need to get on course and then pick a waypoint up the road a little ways and go direct to that.
Well, I sent direct to ABQ.
So it wants you to be on an intercept heading for that.
Alright, that's done.
Yeah, execute. Very good. Alright, now try LNAV now.
LNAV's working now.
Okay, you gotta be on, you were too far up course. To avoid weather like that, you only want to go, 10 degrees or so, one way or the other. You gotta keep your eye on it. Because if you don't zero that back out again, the plane is just going to turn around a big circle.
Okay, but I'm still having that same.
I don't know what that is. Is somebody smoking? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Look up in your go to your weather monitor. Look up in the documentation in the QRH. That's it, really. Look reference handle. Or do you want me to do it? Do you want me to do it? Well, I'm gonna go smoke. The plane's not on fire, right? Go outside. Make sure one of the engines isn't on fire. I mean,
that is a logical question.
Oh, everything looks good.
Okay, go back to the right of the panel.
Go back to where?
Go to the right side of the panel. Is it fuel? Are you out of fuel? Are you running?
Oh, I'm full on fuel.
Alright, nothing's on fire. You're good. I'm gonna go smoke.
I agree with them. Nothing's on fire. What are you worried about?
That
I've got all that
beep is about ready to drive me up the flipping wall.
Well, mine was going off like that because I was sitting here and I had throttles still open, so I was trying to push them up, and it was telling me, you have no engines, why are you trying to shove the throttles forward? So, do I have parking brake on? Engines are off. I can start MACRs. Main doors closed. All the doors closed. We'll do the cheat. We'll go outside and go, yep, doors are all closed. You had rain here at Phoenix?
No, I didn't have any, but I got out of there before anything may have happened.
Okay, because no, I don't have anything. I was just like, I didn't see any of the weather you were talking about.
No, it's off a ways.
All right. That's the 5. That's the set. That's set. Those are on. Those are on. That's to both at the moment. That's to taxi because we're going to be taxiing here in a minute.
Crew flight operations. Operations.
Those are off.
Quick reference handbook. Alright. Warning horn, cabin altitude, or configuration.
Wind valve. It's good. That's set. Auto. And call the attendant for a drink real quick before I start this thing up. Oh, that's what I wanted. That we can do when we get there. This we're going to set for that. That we're going to do that. We're going to align that. And everything passes, everything's set. We can push back now. Push back.
Okay, and I don't know what the hell it was that was doing it.
90 degrees.
Son of a bitch.
Is it literally something to do with the throttles pushed too much forward, or
no? Because it's all on VNAV and LNAV. And uh-oh, master caution.
Now it's definitely an issue.
But I'm not getting anything on my FMC telling me what it is.
Okay, so are your flaps all the way up?
Yeah.
You're sure?
Yep.
You're absolutely positive.
Uh-huh.
Can you zoom in on your flap page, please? Just got a caution light. It's your recall. What is it? Sure. Could you put your EFIS on to put it on system so I can see it? That'd be that blank screen. Right above your throttle button. Flap page. Okay, yeah, they're up. All right, I'm just checking, making sure. Is your APU still running?
No, it's off. And I'm looking, and I don't see anything about...
Alright, hit this system button here. Oh, where did you get this? Where did you get this livery from? Did you download this from PNDG?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it probably installed the configuration that's for this plane, the way Southwest flies it, so it doesn't have the full system page. Put it on the engine page for a minute. If it was engine, you'd get it. So definitely get caution.
Oil temperature looks good. Oil quantity in engine 1 is at 17.
Yeah, that's fine. They use a few ports anyway for the knob, so. Oil pressure, oil quantity, vibration's fine. Oil temperature's good. Everything, nothing's in the red, so everything's good. Everything's good. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't.
Sucked a little Drako up in the anus or something.
I don't know. I don't know. Is the baler full? Does it need to be emptied? I don't know. I mean,
actually, that's the diaper warning. Needs to get changed.
Hello, Doug?
Yes.
Okay, so you've got some warnings on your replay. So obviously something's not right.
Well, I'm looking through the quick reference. Under warning systems.
Welcome back, Ben.
Intermittent cabin altitude warning configuration sounds.
It could be that. Go over to the pressurization panel. It may kick over to high flow, and that could be why it's frozen like that. If that's the case, you'll lose back for the next 2,000 miles. Well, maybe you can deal with it. You got nothing lit up down on your throttle portion on your fire warnings there?
No.
Go up. Okay, yeah. Up, go up. See the zone temps?
Yeah.
Okay. Those are warnings, right?
Yeah.
Those shouldn't be on. So I don't know in this plane how that works. Look up pressurization in the QRH. Or temperature, I don't know what it's going to be under.
Tailpipe fire. I love this first thing I see.
Your passenger oxygen is on, first of all. Why is that? That means that, like Travis said, the things have dropped down.
I don't see passenger oxygen where?
Okay, your temperature was at 0. Your passenger cabin temperature was at 0. So everybody in the back of the plane
is a
now
popsicle.
Is a person-sicle. So there you go. I mean,
I want to fly with Draco.
I'm saying. I hope you brought warm. You left Phoenix where it was 116 degrees, and you get on the plane and you freeze to death.
Seriously, Draco, just because I said I was hot didn't mean you had to kill us all.
No. Turn it back. Turn it back. No. Turn it back to auto.
Turn it back to auto?
Yeah, and turn that top switch back to forward, please. Till that temperature gauge. See that temperature gauge? See that's at 0 Celsius? Yeah, that's cold. There you go. 20. There, leave it there. It's going to take a minute for everything to equalize now, and that should shut that off. Nope. Now it's way hot. Now it's 80 degrees Celsius. The plane's going to explode.
We've gone from the Arctic to the tropics in like 30 seconds.
Turn them all back to auto. Oh my God.
No wonder I'm chafing. Everything's wet and then hot and then wet and hot.
The pressure change on that would implode the plane. The plane would literally grow like 17 inches. Alright, leave everything there now. Don't touch anything. Let the pressure equalize.
Please, let the pressure equalize.
And put your isolation valve on auto. It's on off right now. Jesus, no wonder it can't find its equalization. And your packs are off. Turn those back on. I mean, thank God I came along. Saving lives since 2008. So turn your packs on auto, turn the ISO valve onto auto. That will allow everything to equalize, and people will be able to breathe and not freeze to death in the back. Go into the passenger oxygen tank while the packs are off. You're at 30,000 feet with 0 oxygen. That's okay, because
it was banging on the door from all the
right.
It
was the high-pitched screaming from the. Thank God you only fly virtual things.
It says right there, it says auto fail.
Well, you failed.
Yeah, you definitely failed. That's because the pressure. It's going to take a minute for everything to cycle through now and get pressure back in the plane. Plus, you got to turn. You got to put your flight altitude back in your pressurization, whatever your choosing altitude is. Okay, well then you're fine. Okay, so turn this, see where it says AT alternate down there? Turn that to manual. Yep, no, you were just on it. You were just on it. Nope, not that one. The one that says, so to the right of that, down.
What is the Texas speed for 7? I heard it's 20 knots.
20 knots anywhere, for anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get away with 20, 25, somewhere around there. But you don't want to, okay, turn that to manual. All right. Open that valve, right? The one that says above it, the one that's above it says open, and wait for that little gauge to get to somewhere in the middle.
Trying to keep the throttle set so that it doesn't keep right there. That's where I read the ground speed for what I'm maxing at. A little bit quick there.
Yeah, 25 knots, all right. You don't want to turn it more than about 15.
Right.
All right, when that gets somewhere in the middle there. All right, go back up to your temperature now. Yeah, you won't be able to mess with that. All right, no, you're good. You're good. It's just going to take a while now for everything to, see? Stop touching things!
I thought that was just to see what the temperatures were around. I thought that was like...
It is. Turn that back. So the forward cabin is now at 0, which is bad, right?
Okay.
So, how do you fix that?
It's only the first class. The ones that pay the most.
You would go to forward cabin, and you would turn it off auto to warm down below. The 3 switches below.
They went across the green, so they got
the 3 switches below that switch right there.
Okay, in my mind, what is a good landing rate for feet per minute? I try and hit anything between 2 and 300, 2 to 250 would be really good.
Anything where the plane doesn't bounce is the way I look at it.
Right. Now you've got guys that are trying to do that skirt, get it at under 100, 150 and just grease it. As long as it's not over 700, 800, you haven't impaled yourself into the ground, I think it's a good landing. I just try and
I think I should turn that back to auto because it's 80 degrees Celsius in there.
Okay. Yeah, well, there's more than it's an incremental switch, Draco. It's not just on or off. There's middle indents. You know what I mean? You can turn it sort of.
Maybe I should pull it off a little bit.
Yeah. And then you're gonna have to do the same for the other two. Get it to about 20 Celsius, right? And then just keep it there. Once you fiddle with it till it gets to 20 Celsius, and then keep it at that setting. And then that should clear all your zone temps and all your other things. Your manual, you're going to stuck with now. But then that thunderstorm. Let's not worry about that right now. Let's worry about trying to revive all the dead, now first frozen and now quickly rotting, smelly dead people in the back.
practicing to be an astronaut and forgot to sing.
Well, you know I never did the second tutorial.
What did I ask when we were setting this up here, Travis?
You asked if you wanted to do the second tutorial.
Yeah.
Okay, so I set it back to auto, and it immediately starts climbing.
Okay, then don't put it on auto then. Okay, so you know C means colder, W means warm, right?
Right.
Okay, so find a middle ground where it's about 20 Celsius and leave it there.
I have to turn it off to make the temperature drop.
Right, because you've got to mess with the other two too. Remember, you've got 3 zones. So
Ben in my chat has a good question here, and I want to answer. I know that you guys have worked on this. Are the people that he's hearing in the background just random people on some multiplayer server, or am I flying with them?
I'm definitely random.
I am flying with Draco. We are flying on Join FS. What the issue is we're at Discord, and this is the monkey show. This is Travis, BP, myself, Zig, all of us, we hang out, we do this, and then on top of it, we will talk about everything else that we do instead of the one that we're playing. So
Yeah,
that's
don't expect. The only reason you're hearing so much flight stuff is because Draco is frozen and then melted all the time.
And then refroze. Okay, so I go to app.
I don't know.
And I turn the knob and nothing happens.
Well, you're good. So you're okay. So app is at 20.
And then we'll hit Toga.
And
Forward is at 20. Your zone temps are going to come off eventually.
And the one thing I forgot to hit was landing lights and turn off taxi light. What is the software?
Holy shit,
for?
that's a big thunderstorm right there in front of me.
It's Join FS is the multiplayer link, so that if I get close enough to actually Draco, which with the distance won't happen, you can actually see the folks you're flying with.
You see the giant possibilities. Draco's
tail.
If you go back to the...
At least my plane knows where it's going.
I think... At least, yeah.
Granted.
For a little while, till everything freezes up, till this becomes friggin'... no, that's on normal. That deployed automatically because your packs weren't on. And it's going to stay on until the pressure gets right. Once that's deployed, it's deployed. There's no way to pull it back. You know what I mean? Switch head over to the aft passenger cabin, because obviously you still have a temperature button.
Going up. Yeah, join FS, and then we typically fly, and you can join us on Join FS in the digital theme park room.
Are they back up and running?
Yeah.
I haven't flown in MSN forever. What was FSX? Every time I mean, TA stuff is, you know, I'm sure I could do it, but my nav stuff's not so.
Do your friends show up on the TAS system? Yes. If your radar's got it and everything, and they're logged in, and you're all on Join FS, it will show up on your in-flight radars. FS map, Join FS map up. You'll see them there. It all works. Active Sky, it'll put them on the Active Sky also.
See, that never worked for me. I can never see you guys on Active Sky.
I wonder if there's anything on here about frozen and melted passengers. 2.1 passenger pressure.
Okay, so what was the first thing I told you when I said, you know, if you want to turn off your packs? Once you turn your autopilot on, turn your packs back on. We forgot that part.
Oops.
Well, enjoy that buzzer all the way to New York now. Let me just say that. So, you know what you could do? If you really wanted to, drop below 10,000 feet.
Would it reset it?
And then climb back up again. Because below 10,000 feet pressurization isn't so much an issue. But with your luck, who knows what?
So you'll get down to 10,000 and then go into auto land for some reason and you won't be able to get out of it.
I just think you guys, I mean, and these planes are money, right? It's like my 747, every costs so much money, I want to use it, right? So you got to start, you know, once you learn how to actually use the plane, start turning to like wear-based failures on and stuff. You'll have packs fail in the air, and you'll have to go to high pressure and turn the gas bars on and everything off and everything, just keep it so that the plane stays pressurized and all that.
That is cool. I don't have a problem with it. I want to learn how to fly it first.
I want to do it.
Yeah.
I want to do it too. I've done a one engine failure takeoff, which is in the 747 stuff 3 engines, right? I want to do it too, but I want to do them both on the same way.
Oh, so that you get the massive torque.
Yeah, so you get the rudder. You know, the rudder comes into play and all that. I haven't done that yet. I've done the one engine.
777-300, best pay wearable time from PMDG. Also have the 77 and
Oh, that's
737-8, 900, and 747-400.
There
So
you go.
he's bought it all.
He's bought everything PMDG has. Good for you. You said the magic words when you said 7400. That is the best plane in the world. I don't know. I spent enough time in it.
He spends plenty of time taking off and quickly hitting that autopilot button and then watching
movies for the next 11 hours.
Yeah.
Hey, I know how to fly it. I mean, 13,000 hours in it. I think I know how to fly. Can't help it. That's what you do with the 747. It's monitoring.
I know. I get it because once it gets up and going, I'm now monitoring. I'm just watching all this stuff. That's it. And everything's freaking. I have everything following.
And it's not like I can go to. I can't like go to bed. You know what I mean? Because Phoenix, you gotta respond to them every hour. So I mean, I'm physically in the plane, and I only have the one monitor. Remember, so it's not like I can have a movie going on the other monitor. I got a whole tab.
So I'm descending at 2,000 feet per minute,
which is pretty stiff. But your passengers are all liquid now. Who cares?
They're now experiencing 0G, so you know.
They're like,
right,
we're on the vomit comet, even though this is Russia.
So, auto fail or unscheduled pressure rate change. Auto fail may or may not be eliminated. One more of these occur. Automatic pressurization mode is failed. Cabin altitude is not controlled. To maintain control of cabin altitude, increased thrust may ensure sufficient air supply to control cabin altitude.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing that I forgot. Just read that.
And it says, one at a time, engine bleed air switches both verify on. One at a time, allow cabin rate to stabilize before placing second switch to auto. Back switches both verify auto.
QRH is your friend in that situation. That's why we have it. I mean, obviously I don't have it in front of me, so and it's all the Boeing sort of emergency procedures are pretty much the same for every plane. Now, it's different in this plane because in the 747, all the pressurization is automatic. There's very little manual stuff you can do, aside from recycling your packs or turn them off, turn them on high flow, stuff like that. The 747 is a much bigger plane, it's got 4 zones in it, but the QRHs are pretty much identical. I so wish you could go back into the cabin in the PMDG planes. This was Bob. Bob is now a puppet. Don't do that. Don't fly MSA. What is that plane? There's one. It's one of the. It's not the Mad Dog. It's one of the planes where the cabin manager will actually like complain it's too cold or too hot or whatever. I can't remember what plane it is.
Is it A2A? Captain of the ship?
No, it can't be one of those. I think the FS. No, it's not the A320. It doesn't have. It has PA, but it doesn't have. I can't think of what. Is it? Maybe it's one of the 757s. I think. That had. I don't know. It's annoying anyway. You have to like press the cabin call button a million times to kill the guy off. So shut up. Like he'll actually, like the stewardess will actually come on and say the cabin manager has committed suicide. Thank God. It just drives you fucking crazy. He's always complaining about how cold and hot it is.
Do you fly for virtual airline? Ben asks me. Draco and Zig, we fly for Mac Airs.
See, now that's too high, so put that back on.
Which is Millennium Airlines, virtual airline. BP has flown for virtual British Airlines for years and
11 years.
11 years. So this is why we're glad when he popped in, because we got like a million questions to ask, and we're normally screwing something up. If he doesn't show up, we normally have a better
issues.
We just realized that. What we do with flying does not represent any actual company, and we'd like to let you guys know that.
You know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for that guy to get that what is that? I forget what it's called now. Remember we were doing all the bush flying?
The bush flight, the guy with the bush flying in the Super Cubs and all that.
What the hell's the game called now? Like, I'm hoping I get an early copy of that. That's gonna be awesome. I still do a lot. I mean, if FSX would work, I'd still be doing it. I bought all these bush planes. You know, I love that kind of flying. It's so much fun because it's so different from what I normally do. That's flying. You can't get on. You know, most of those planes, well, none of the ones I have autopilot. It's just fantastic. I love it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, I love flying the 747 when I do it. You know, I've done it for virtually years. But it's just, there are times when it's nice to be able to physically fly it.
Yeah,
that's why I like MS Air so much. That's why I like that whole thing, because, you know, it's all just GA stuff, flying those caravans. We flew those caravans around the world to get them back from where we had. One was in, you know, Russia, and the other one was in America.
It was Alaska.
Alaska, that's right. Where the hell was? And mine was in Florida.
In Florida, yeah. And for some reason, I thought it would be a good idea to go Russia bound.
To go west, or to go east. To go west, yeah. Poor David. David had to fly all the way across Russia.
And there's the thing, I would have helped out, but then he's got flights, he's got it booked. He had it done.
He was an animal. He almost got back quicker than I did, and I only had to go from Florida to him.
Yeah.
And of course, you can't go straight across the Atlantic with those. You don't have the range. So I had to go all the way up north into Newfoundland and, you know,
yeah.
And he almost beat me because he was just pounding the flights out. I flew that plane, physically flew it for 13 hours one day, which is, you know, for a 747 flight's not that unusual. But I mean, I was actually flying the plane the whole time. Like, holy crap, I've never done that before. So yeah, so go through your QRH stuff.
Overhead air conditioning. That's what popped up to you. We'll see it in a second. Because I just hit my recall again, and this is what popped up over on the. Because obviously your air is something in the air conditioning system is wrong. All right, so walk through those steps. I mean, once you get to 10,000 feet, pressurization isn't going to be so much of an issue anyway. But you're going to want to climb back to cruising altitude at some point. So you're going to need checklist complete. Set deferred items. Select checklist pressurization. Adjust outflow balance needed to maintain the correct cabin altitude and cabin rate of change. Continue next page.
You may have to increase your thrust. You may not generate enough air. You may not generate enough bleed air, so you may have to increase thrust. Once you get back to it won't, like I said, once you get from this altitude, it won't really matter. But once you get it back to cruising altitude,
you stay behind the controls the entire flight typically, or do you busy yourself in the meantime?
Absolutely, I do.
We do this while we're streaming. We're here the whole time, obviously. If I'm doing it off screen, I tend to be here doing it the whole flight. I enjoy doing the flight, even if I'm not doing anything other than just monitoring.
Yeah, and you guys fly for a virtual airline. It doesn't make you doesn't say, hey, it's been an hour. Are you still there? Yes, I'm still here.
Right.
We don't have that.
I have done it, but I actually enjoy it more when I've actually stuck around.
I just think, the other thing about that too is that why do it? Why do a really long flight if you're not going to actually do it? You know what I mean? Like, I never really got to get an hours in the bunk thing. I never got that. Because why would you fly? I mean, it's one thing. I mean, have I done it where I've set up crossplay to do some massive field somewhere and gone somewhere for 2 hours? Yeah, but that's flying. You know what I mean? It's flying. How would you do it if you're not going to actually be there?
What is everybody's favorite aircraft? Well,
do I need to say it again?
He loves the 747-400. got him to fly, what was it, a little Cessna to land.
Listen,
And now what's he done? What's he doing his off time? He flies a little Super Cub.
I love me some bush planes. I gotta say, my favorite, like you can't see, that's too broad of a question. My favorite airliner, 747, absolutely. My favorite sort of like G8 aircraft, anything small and underpowered with big ass wheels that I can land in a field somewhere with, you know, Super Cubs and stuff like that. I just can't get enough of that. I absolutely love it.
I'm really falling in love with this plane, but I haven't flown many of the airliners. I do still like the Phenom 300.
I'm glad
I
you
still
like
I do like the King Air. I still like that King Air.
I gotta say, as far as like a general utility aircraft, that Caravan, and I don't know, I've spent enough hours in it now. That Caravan's a great plane. I love that plane a lot.
I enjoyed flying it. The only thing I didn't like is...
I figured it out.
Go ahead.
The altitude horn cutout.
Yeah. Didn't I say that?
No.
Like an hour ago? I did actually, but whatever.
I think he did. But
I probably didn't hear it over the altitude horn.
So what it was saying was your altitude was higher than what it should have been, or
no? It was pressurization. It was too low because his backs were off, so he had no pressure, and it takes a long time to get the pressure back in the plane.
Okay.
All right, you can climb back up to your cruising.
All right, I'm watching the duct pressure go up. It's at 40.
That's fine. That's okay.
All right. I just gotta make sure I don't slam into a mountain.
It's gonna climb now anyway because your thrust is gonna come up when you start to climb.
So now, should I wait until everything is pressurized before I go back up, or?
No. I mean, what's your temperatures?
Hold on, it's auto saving. EMDG is still missing.
Okay. Can I fly with you guys sometime? I fly on FSX virtually every day, and I'm working towards a real career in commercial aviation. If info about me,
maybe a degree under or a degree above 20 degrees.
That's fine.
Yeah, you can join us. We fly often.
Oh no. So now if I go to passenger cab. So
yeah, because you still got a zone. You still got zone temps. You got a zone temp in
aft cab.
Cab.
And CONT cab. CONT cab. I don't know what that one is.
Isn't that continuous? I don't know. Twiddle those knobs until those temperatures go up.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Dan. Believe it or not, Draco is working towards a career in real commercial aviation too. As a, stripper.
Hey, you know what? If all I got to do is shake my tail feathers and people give me bunches of money, I'm okay with that.
See, I don't even have I don't have anything to say after that. There you go. So you heard it here first, everybody.
Now there's a nasty mental picture.
What would be your stage name? Peaches. And to anybody watching this, we don't stream for really any other reason except to just give each other shit.
Yeah.
There's no seriousness in anything we do. So don't expect it to be.
Here's the weird thing, BP. Okay, no, that's really.
Remember,
that is
it takes a while to repressurize.
No, I'm not talking about that. Apparently, I'd spun the dial that says forward cab too far. So every time I set it on auto, it would automatically just shoot temperature all the way up to like 90 degrees Celsius.
90 degrees. Yeah.
So when I turned it all the way back around to where the
instead
full 360,
instead
of
auto instead of instead of all the way around to full and then halfway around again. Right? I told you that knob has more than two positions. God, all you gotta do is listen.
Just once in a while, right?
Shut up. If the world just listened to me, it'd be fine.
Now I'm cooking everybody in the entire cab instead of fuck.
Assessment.
Are you talking to him or you?
Hey, I'm telling you. You know what's funny is that it's you don't think about it's because in these planes you're coming in fast, right? You're coming in 120, 30, 40 knots, right? Big plane. Everything happens a little sort of quicker, or slower depending. With a Cessna, it's like it's right there in your face, and I'm like, shit, I'm coming in at 50 knots. I don't know how to land a plane that slow. I do now, obviously. I didn't do any. I did very little GA flying in my career. I jumped straight into airliners and sort of stayed there for years and years and years. I'm so glad I decided to do. I can land at 20 something knots now. You know what I mean? On a field somewhere, on a dirt road in the middle of nowhere.
It was really interesting that one time watching your video where you were landing, or did you even record it? Yeah, you had it on because we're enjoying FS all of us, and watching you try and land that Cessna was interestingly fun.
I've always managed to land at the scene of the crash.
Yeah. Well, I've done that a few times too, trying to do this stall stuff. Remember that little impromptu stall competition we had? It was at the Bahamas, right?
Yeah.
We're all trying to win on the numbers. Yeah, who won that? Me.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, there was a couple of other pilots with us that said, "Oh yeah, I can do that," and they didn't quite do as well.
Well, when we were doing Andrew, where were we? We were in Africa or something. We were landing on the beach. Andrew was coming in behind me. I was in the Super Cub, and he was in a 172. He was coming in behind me, landing all the same places I was. That was fun. I like that. Let me do that again. Should I do that again?
I started trying to do that. We still have the around the world thing to do, and I was about to pick it up and just continue it myself. But
no, absolutely, by all means. See, the good thing about that is that all that money went directly to Ronald McDonald. I didn't have to do anything with it.
Right.
As soon as somebody donated, it went to them. They were very appreciative of it, and so, yeah. We could still do it. We could still, we could definitely finish it. I was having fun with that. Because we started with one plane, but then we just decided, after a while, we'll just fly whatever, right?
Right.
And we all have so many planes. Why not fly?
Yep. I still don't suspect we'll ever see a 747 on that world tour, but hey.
No, because that'd be dumb. That would defeat the purpose of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because we're flying a couple 100 miles at a time. Well, you can't really do much on a 747 a couple 100 miles.
Take off, land.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. Whereas with these little GA aircraft, a couple 100 miles is a couple hours, 3-4 hours. And when I get bored of flying, I'm looking. Oh, I can land on that tennis court. You know what I mean? I'm able to do it. So
tennis court, half the tennis court.
I can't even. Now I gotta find out. It's gonna drive me nuts if I figure out the name of this thing.
Is it Bush Pilots or something like that?
Was it? It was something simple. It definitely was something simple. But it looked awesome.
Was it as simple as Alaska
be
Bush
down?
Pilots?
The switch be down or up?
Wait a minute. The APU
bleed should be off.
Should be off. Yeah.
Should be off.
Which is up.
Because the APU is up.
Okay. Well, that was on.
Yeah. Well, that's where all your bleed air was going. That's why you're having percolation. Because it was still spinning the APU. You don't need it when the APU's not running. Oh, Draco, I love you, but you're dumb. You are dumb.
Well, keep in mind, this is only the second time I've ever started this plane from the shore. Usually it's with everything running.
Right. There's a couple thousand pages of documentation.
And Moondog was training me.
So it's Moondog's fault.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, I have
course.
not heard Moondog say, "Oh, I've got an alarm going off right now." So Moondog couldn't get his plane to figure out where the hell it was, but
I still got it.
At least my plane's going in the right direction.
And I was going somewhere,
Meanwhile, I'm flying to New York at 10,000 feet.
I'm at 31. Yeah, 31.3. So.
On the plus side, though, we're doing 320 knots getting there.
Well, I'm almost at cruise, and then I'm going to bump it up and try and see what I can do to catch up to you. yes, Ben, you did throw something in the chat. We're normally in a streaming while we're doing that. If you see us on and we're in flight sim, we'll get you all hooked up. You can fly with us, no problem. Although I think he said that he just went to go get something at dinner. You may not have heard that. So typical. I give information away when no one needs it or wants to listen to it. I forgot to hit the clock. Dang it. Co-pilot forgot to hit the clock too.
Okay, so now I'm trying to climb again. I turned on my VNav and LNav, and the plane is still just wanting to stay at 10,000 feet.
Did you scroll up to the altitude that you want to go to? Did you hit the little button to the right, that altitude?
Intervention button? Yep.
Yeah. And it's not climbing?
Nope.
Let's see here. But you're flying at 10,000. You're flying on course, but just not correct altitude.
Right.
Is that... Quickly go through and see where your altitude is supposed to be at, if it's actually reading it correctly on your legs.
Yeah, they're 3,000 or 34.6 is what I'm supposed to be at.
All right, so scroll it up to that, and then
I did that.
hit the. Is your altitude hold still on?
Nope.
Okay.
If I hit
Try
now. Turn off. Turn
Christ.
off.
You know, I just went outside to smoke a cigarette, right? There's a skunk sitting in the middle of my yard. A skunk. Now, can I just say that I lived in Wales, which is in the middle of the woods. Now, I lived literally in the middle of a massive nature reserve, right? Didn't see anything. I live now in what is really a city. I've seen the first squirrel I saw in 10 years, chipmunks, a billion birds, and now I'm fucking skunk. I come around the corner to the skunks and I'm like, whoa, no, ain't messing with you. No, I don't have any tomato juice. I don't want to smell like skunk. Goddamn skunk.
Okay.
You guys see the skunk, the groundhog, and the possum. You'll see all those in the city. You don't see them in the country no more.
Oh, speaking of hawk.
Because all the food in the...
Oh, wait a minute. Draco's trying to get back up to 34.
But for whatever reason, every time I hit VNav, the speed and the altitude hold buttons come on, and VNav will not turn on. I am about ready to put my fist through a monitor.
Well, turn on the VNav or the V speed and climb up to altitude, and then see if it's just you're too far away from it to hold because of where you're at in your flight plan.
So I'm watching a buddy of mine's dogs, right? And they got a hedge. Yes, it's a hedgehog. A hedgehog.
Got a hedge. Okay.
Because they bring over the dogs, right? And they open up the back, and I'm thinking they're grabbing. It's a chihuahua, so I'm thinking they're grabbing a little baby. Look at this big ass tank right there. What the hell is this? They're like, oh, it's Sporio, the hedgehog. The what? I didn't sign up for no hedgehog. I'm like, a hedgehog. I have a hedgehog as a pet. I mean, he's cute. He's a rodent. I like rodents, but you can't. He's a hedgehog. He's spiny. You can't pat him or nothing. You know what I mean?
You can't put him in your leg and let him like roll around and curl up because you'll end up impaled.
Well, they get, and I guess they have salmonella in their clothes, so if you do touch them, you gotta wash your hands. And I'm like, oh, all right, well, do I gotta do anything with it besides clean its cage and feed it? No, then I'm not. Hedgehog. It's a hedgehog. I mean, he's cute. You know what I mean? He's got the little face and and all that, but it's like hedgehog. And I didn't want any dogs in the house after that. You guys, I know Moondog, you know, right? I don't know if everybody else knows. I had to put my dog down like literally 2 days after I moved here, right? So, and I didn't really want it anymore because, I mean, and I've known these dogs since a really long time. It's still kind of, and they knew that. And so there was the first, like, couple hours they were here, they were walking our house looking for him. I'm I'm like, nah, he's not here, Charles. Like, I miss you too. Oh.
This is one of those things where the friends at least polite about asking, would you mind, even though.
Yeah,
you know,
he was cool. Yeah, he was cool.
Yeah.
He was like, listen, I know. We're going camping.
Okay, I'm done.
We're Put it on level change.
I
Put
did
it on
that.
level change. Okay.
It won't activate. I've done the whole, you know.
Okay, go down to your FMC and reset your cruise out.
I'm just done. I'm tired. I'm frustrated.